What's up, everybody? It's Gavin here with NBA Real Talk, and today we have got a treat. We are going to be unboxing the brand new re-release of the Answer 3 in all black, and we're going to compare it to my old pair to see how it holds up. So like, comment, subscribe below. I don't usually ask that, but we're trying to get those shoes out there, get them back into the mainstream, let them hit the algorithm so that Reebok releases more of these shoes. I'm going to give an honest review, give you what I honestly think. I have a feeling I'm going to be pleasantly disappointed, if that makes any sense. So let's see what we got. Alrighty, so here we go. Answer 3 from Reebok. There we go. Size 11. Guys, I got these earlier today. I've been disciplined all day. I have not even looked at these because I want my honest reaction to be the first thing that you see. So here we go. Box is flipped open. They're covered by the paper. Haven't seen them yet. Peeling back the paper, looking away. So first thing I'm gonna do, I want to feel them. I can smell them. They're definitely fresh. They got that fresh smell. I think I'm on the medial inside part of the shoe here. It already don't feel right. Oh, well, look at that. She looks okay. All right. So first things first, the shoe, I can only tell by holding it. Maybe it's because it's new. Obviously, modern materials. The shoe is definitely lighter. So that could be a combination of cheapness and just newer materials. It's got that smell. It reminds me of like the action figures, the wrestling figures I bought when I was a kid when they'd be fresh out of the package. I mean, God, the thing is still gorgeous. Like, just looking at it right now, it seems like such a cheap knockoff, but still, I mean, the shoe is just beautiful, guys. I think when I bust out my other pair, we'll see, but I think that is a red i3 on the original model. Let's see what else. Oof, here we go. Something about that DMX tab. It's weird because we're talking about the tab on the side of the shoe. Looks a little cheap. I'm gonna have to compare that to the DMX ones I still have, but first initial reaction, shoe's a little light. You know, smells like a fresh shoe, but you know, it's gonna sound like I'm trying to act like I'm as expert as the wear testers guy, but they just smell cheap. They smell kind of more rubbery and plasticky. And they do look a little different if you ask me. When I just look at this from the side, and we'll bust out my OGs in a bit here, but just something about the shoe is different. So it's lighter. Something about the design just seems a little different. Still a beautiful shoe. Well, let's bust out the old pair and see how they compare. All right, guys, here we go. So here we have the new retro re-release, and here we have the OG. Now, I don't think it's just the age that has made a difference here. These are size 12, these are size 11. If you look closely, I know there'll be a mild size difference between the shoe. I hope it shows up, but I feel like the Reebok insignia on the side was a little different. Let's see here. I feel like the coin in the back is maybe slightly different, a little off in its placement, but nothing crazy, nothing too major there. As mentioned, so that isn't just age. This one, I was wrong, it's not red, but it is a bit more gold or bronze to it, and then this one is obviously a fresh white, crisp looking i3. Can't really complain about that. Like, Reebok has always been, even on its retro and re-releases that are cheap, they've been pretty good about, you know, the little things, the little details that they know make us all smile. But I think there's a bit of a difference in the quality of it. Like, this does feel like leather, and it is fresh leather. I don't know, it just feels kind of cheap. And guys, I super overpaid for these. That's why I'm asking you to like, comment, subscribe on this one, because I paid, like, by the time I put my taxes and fees into it, I spent $250 on these. I don't need to be spending that kind of money on a pair of shoes. I don't have that kind of money. None of us do these days. But I thought I want to get in, strike while the iron's hot, and get a sort of a comparison out to you guys as soon as I can. And I don't really know what to say other than that this feels better quality. This is a size 12. This is a size 11, but this feels noticeably heavier. You know, which again, it's not a bad thing that they're lighter, but we know a lot of the reason things are lighter now is because they're cheaping out on the materials. So the difference is, okay, there's a huge difference. So the OG, or this is like a 2002 or something, but it might not be the official OG, but the OGs comparatively, we've got nice leather right around the entire interior. You already know what's going down here. We've got this like felt, the basic sock lining of the inside of a shoe. Like this one, like it's leather right up the tongue and everything. This one, leather on the outside still, or whatever. I'm pretty sure this is leather. You know, I don't know my materials that well. This is leather, but it's just comparatively, even to this old leather, it feels like kind of synthetic and cheap and thin. But you can see these got just like typical lining. Let's see. Oh, okay, so that's an interesting feature. So OG, the i3 was the black with some gold, whereas this one is it was black with gold, and it was red, but this one is definitely gold with red. So typically, anytime they re-release a shoe, you know, they to honor the OGs, they make sure they don't do them exactly the same. Oh, there's an interesting one. So the OG again, notice where the Reebok symbol right under the pull tab, and then on the brand new one here. So again, just a difference. Probably I don't think it's because they're cheaping out or being lazy. I think certain details like that, they just do it to make sure you know it's a retro re-release. Now this coin, yeah, okay, here we go. Now we're seeing how much they're cheaping out. Keep in mind, these are over 20 years old, you know, in good condition, but old. Look at that i3 coin. I hope that shows, like, look how it sparkles. Look how it kind of, look at it. It's nice, right? Look at the light shining on it. Oh, look at this cheap little, it's not the same, guys. It really is not. Like, that coin just looks so, I'm gonna get a side-by-side here. That coin just looks so damn, looks a little bit small and a little bit cheap. Like I said, the placement looks a little, I don't even know if it's off again. Might be just one of those things. Again, comparing a size 12 to a size 11. But the coin on the new one clearly doesn't have as much, yeah, like it's more of a flat, like it does have a bit of a shimmer, but I mean, put it this way, you can just tell it's like easier, simpler, cheaper paint. Whereas like this one, oh my God, like I don't think that's even from age either. Can you see all the, see if I can get some of those details in there. If you could just see how much the shimmers, and there's sort of like, there's way more texture to it. This one is just like, you know, this is like the Wish app i3 coin. This is the legit one where you got like a lot of texture in it, a lot of bumpiness. It just stands out better. So we got that. Now I'm gonna have to bust out some of my other pairs to compare this DMX tab, but even, I'm telling you, and that would be weird because I don't see why it would make a difference, but even the little glue-on tab on the side looks kind of cheap. Now, we know these are not real, the re-release, the retro. We know these are not, I mean, I think they still have DMX in them. Let's see what we got under the kind of sole they got. Here we go. See if I can dig that puppy out. It's really in there when you haven't pulled it out yet before. There we go. Yeah, so everybody knows this is one of the things you're going to notice is this is just a very basic, simple insole. And let's see what the OG has to offer. So these shoes luckily had the type of insoles that you can pull out years and years later. without destroying. Or can you? Nope, mine's a little stuck. It's not deteriorating, but it's a little stuck in there. Hold on, yeah, no, there we go. Yeah, there we go. All right, guys, so goes without saying, here's the OG. You just look at the bottom of that. You look at the this part, you know, the curvature around the heel. So this is what we're talking about when we say there's no comparison. I think we're just a bunch of old cranky dudes talking about how great things used to be. Just look at that sock liner and look at that one. Like, this one is obviously a higher quality. I don't know the difference between the materials, but this has got to be a different, better material because it's lasted for a long time. Most people know a lot of Iversons, the insole melts and deteriorates. I think that's if it's polyurethane or something versus whatever material this is they got going on. But I gotta say, you know, like I said, pleasantly disappointed. I already knew, even just looking at the pictures when I first saw them, I was like, these aren't the same shoe. Beyond the obvious reasons, they're just not the same shoe. There's something cheaper looking about it, something about it that just looks a little off. And you know, I'm not unhappy. If anything, now that I got these, even though they cost me a ridiculous amount of money that I never should have paid, but wanted to only so I could get this video out to you guys, at least I got a pair I'm definitely going to start wearing on the regular. These will be on my feet every day because I imagine they're still like, I imagine they're not going to be like uncomfortable or painful. So as long as they're good enough and they got that DMX foam or whatever crap they put them in these days, put in them these days, you know, I'm gonna be happy to put this on feet. Such a sleek shoe. Happy to have it. So there you go. Let's check out how everything compares to the actual original DMX tab and everything else. All right, guys, so I got a few samples on deck here. So here's my only pair of true OGs, original line. Apparently my others are like a year or two after re-releases. But there's the original DMX tab. As you can see, these are weathered. These have, you know, the leather is weathered, to say the least. But you see that DMX tab, how it has a bit of color around it for that one. I don't think that was on every model. But there's that DMX symbol. There's that DMX symbol. Everything is cheaper. And actually, so I noticed this as I was grabbing my other pairs, is I don't know if this is just because they're new, because I first owned these new 20 years ago, 20 some odd years ago, and the first pairs I ever owned were used. But oh, look at my kitty. It's already crawling in the shoebox. Hey, out of there. Hey, get. Little rascal. All right, so where was I? Oh yeah, so I don't know if it's just because they're new, but I noticed this is flat, whereas on this pair, that part pops. And I was like, is that just because these are worn and like the heel got dug into it and they've seen some wear? But I notice every pair I have, this part kind of pops, like it kind of like your ears out of your head. Again, I'll show you with another pair. Yeah, on all the old OG pairs, this side Reebok insignia pops. And I don't know if that's also because we've got the leather that is also on the interior, so maybe it's the actual thickness of the shoe. But I don't know if I can show you a good comparison. I've said that a few times on camera. But that does not pop, whereas I think you can see how that, or that, maybe not so much, yeah, a little bit of that, you can see a bit of the pop. And of course the all black OG, this one, it stands out the most. Yeah, you can see how the outside of the OGs actually has this, whereas these, it's flat, whereas this is not. Hope that makes sense. Hope you can see it. All right, guys, so there we go. Gone through all my OGs, bust them all out. Here we are with the young gun, the young blood. Like I said, you know, I wasn't expecting much. I was actually expecting to be, you know, kind of like, but I'll take what I can get. Reebok, you finally followed through with what we've been asking you to do. Maybe you could follow through a little bit harder. I think shoes like this, lots of us would love a Pro-Tro version, like Kobe had the Pro-Tro. I think this deserves something where we get some of the old technology that we know and love, And even though I paid ridiculously too much money for this, I would probably be willing to fork out the extra, hopefully not more than $50 that would render. So there you go, guys. The Answer 3. There's your review. We finally got it out here, guys. Even though, like I said, I'm a bit disappointed. I can only be so disappointed. I'm very happy they re-released this shoe. Even if they re-release it cheaper than it used to be made, it's still a great shoe. Happy to have it. Happy to be able to put it on my feet. So there you go, guys. This has been Gavin, NBA Real Talk, signing out, reviewing those Answer 3 retros, and we'll talk to you next time.